Holy shit, what a week. I had such a bad week. Terrible week. I had to work in Hazard all week long. And buddy, it felt more like 3 months. The terrain down there is brutal. I build telephone lines for a living. That's what I do. And that's also why the videos are so far apart. Boys gotta work, got bills to pay. And but thankfully I'm blessed with the work I have. I got more than my share, and I often complain about having too much to do. But in all reality, I am very blessed and thankful that I'm able to work and pay all my taxes to this satanic government we have. But we're back. Like I said, it's been a long week. Your boy here still waking up. We're going to see what's going on in the world. We're going to check it out. Apparently there's a lot going on in Minnesota. A lot of bad stuff going on there. So we're going to check it out. We're going to see what's happening. Mind you, I stay disconnected for the most part, and I just kind of flood myself with all these terrible news stories at the end of the week. It's a real good way to really get it all over with. So I didn't have a lot of high notes this week. A lot of hard work, a lot of everything. But I did have one thing. I bought something that I've been obsessed with since I was a kid. And I love these things. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Oh. I don't know if you can see it real well, but look at that. These things are so cool. And I know they're like a little gimmicky or whatever. It's about as cool as having a lava lamp. But I always wanted one.
It's now been 4 days since 37-year-old Good was shot and killed by that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent, and protests continue to build in the city and across the country. Mayor
My microphone. Hold on. Things are getting a little squirrely here. Hold on. Okay, we're back. My bad. I gotta watch my hands. I keep hitting that fucking thing. Ruin it. But no, this lady that passed away, she should not have been shot by any means, but she also should not have been blocking the road. I said once again earlier, which I don't know if you heard it or not, but I made a video yesterday and it didn't pick up any of the audio. So if I make references to, hey, I already said that, that's what I'm talking about. And you weren't there for it, so don't pay any attention to it. But yeah, she shouldn't have been shot at all. But you can't block the road, and you certainly cannot speed toward an ICE agent. You can't do that. You can't. It's a terrible thing. And I've seen multiple videos so far of her, different angles, all different angles, and none of them are good. It's a hard watch, but don't block ICE agents. Just don't. It just seems like you're asking for trouble. It seems unsafe, and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do that. It's not funny. I'm an asshole, but don't do that.
Jacob Fry telling reporters this morning, calling for people to exercise their right to protest peacefully and repeating his demand that ICE agents leave the city. Our Renee Cooper joins us live in South Minneapolis, where there has been a massive protest happening, Renee.
And the protests, I get it, right? Everyone's upset. Everyone is very upset, but you got to look at facts here. She should not have done that. I mean, there's nothing to protest over. You should not have done that. In the video I saw, her wife screams, "Drive, baby, drive." The worst thing that lady did was listen to her wife. That's what got her killed. Don't listen to your wife, guys. That'll get you killed.
Jacob Fry and Police Chief Brian O'Hara still saying protests have been largely peaceful throughout the city, and that's really been the case here today. Again, we are on Chicago right now, Chicago Avenue, where we watched the march start here, the very start of it, come through here.
I'm in Kentucky, and I wish we had snow this year. We got no snow this year. We got a lot of rain. A lot of rain. It's 60 degrees right now. When I was a kid, there was like snow everywhere, ice everywhere. Now it's spring again.
And for well over an hour, people filed through here down the street there. And I want to show you this video from Chopper 5 from earlier today in Powderhorn Park. That's where people first gathered today. Thousands of them, not too far from where.
That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. I don't think there should be that many people at this protest. I really don't. I think there's a lot of people who did not see the same video that I saw. There's no way. None of these people have common sense, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them are just protesting because it's against ICE. I'd say the majority of this. Yeah. Anybody with a sign, it's against ICE. I'm in Kentucky, and we don't have a lot of immigration, I guess, because we haven't seen a whole lot of, I've seen no ICE. I've never seen an ICE agent in my life.
Renee Good was shot and killed by that ICE agent on Wednesday.
I don't think they want to chase them all through the trees.
Protesters marched, covering city blocks and slowing traffic for hours to send a message to federal officials.
Hey, let's block traffic for normal citizens just to send a message to the government. And just by looking at this lady, she's fucking nuts. Look at them glasses. Look at that. She's crazy. I guarantee it. I guarantee you there is no milk in her house. Every bit of the milk in her house comes from a damn almond. I'm sick of everybody wearing the rainbow. Oh, my microphone. I look like such an asshole. Still, this lady's nuts.
An enormous, gigantic outpouring of love for this community, for Minnesota, and a lot of concern and outrage about what's going on the federal invasion of our state and city.
Seems to me like a whole lot of monkey see, monkey do going on. That's pretty much what's going on. One crazy person looks over, and there's another crazy person riding on the wall. The other crazy person is going to walk over there and just join in. I know that doesn't make any sense. I took an edible. I've had a long week. I am sorry.
Now, earlier in the day, that plea from Mayor
I don't know where that thought was going, and I panicked halfway through it. My bad. You deserve better.
Jacob Fry and Chief O'Hara for peaceful protests. This after the chief says officers arrested 29 people overnight after some protesters damaged a downtown hotel. The chief says MPD does not share specifics on law enforcement strategy, including for this weekend, but he did.
I often think about what it's going to be like when we're older and we have to talk about all these things. Quit. You guys are playing a little rough. Quit it. You'll knock things off the table. I often think about that. What's going to happen when I'm older, and how am I going to explain this? Well, how was it? It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. I am so lucky to live where I live. There's nobody here. Nobody. I don't even have to see family. Nobody wants to come over here. I love it.
Did say MPD has currently canceled all off days for officers. And here's what he said when I asked how much of MPD's resources are being used right now to respond to situations arising from ICE operations.
So So we have officers, obviously, that are conducting their normal duties and responding to 911 calls, but then they're also being held over, and they're being held on standby. Last night...
Yeah, don't stop the police. Don't do that. Just don't. I mean, you know, you're taking resources away. There could be someone really in need of help. You know, and, you know, you guys care about women a lot. The Democrats do. They talk about it a lot. And if you care about women, you would not stop a police officer on his way to a crime, because that crime could be a potential rape. So maybe don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't block traffic. That's the golden rule. That's the number one sin in today's culture. Do not block traffic. You're an idiot if you do.
As obviously we were dealing with over 200 officers at the scene to execute the unlawful assembly and dispersal order. We were also posting other police officers around downtown to ensure that we did not have additional destruction. So it is quite literally almost 100%.
I mean, are they destroying things? If they're destroying things, then absolutely disperse. I mean, if they're just hanging out, though, they have the right to protest. They can just leave them alone. But if it gets out of hand, just fuck them up.
Of every sworn member of the department.
Now, we reached out to ICE today for comment on this story. We have not heard back today. Now, in statements this week, DHS has said ICE agents are facing an increase in assaults against them and, quote, "We will not allow rioters to deter us in our mission to make America safe." Now, again, aside from that alleged unlawful assembly and the property damage overnight, local police have said protests have been loud but peaceful. Live in Minneapolis tonight.
And that's fine. If it's completely peaceful, then it's fine. Who cares? Get loud. Who gives a damn? I'm trying to watch the F word. Yeah, who gives a damn? Get loud. It's okay to be loud. I mean, you know, you want your voice heard. But only be loud. Don't be violent. Violence is not okay for anything. Jeez. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. That's crazy. I'm from a very small town. We don't have things like this. Those things don't happen here. You know, everybody's just cool. You know what I mean? I mean, there's really nothing to protest around here. You know, what's the corn going to piss you off? It's crazy. Now, Tim Walz, he's been going through it. I watched a video the other day, and he's at a podium. It was in the video that I made that I screwed up. It was a good one too. Oh man, I was very upset. But he comes up to the podium and he's speaking, and he's clearly, visibly, just shaking. He's about to piss his pants. He is about to piss his pants. He knows he's in a lot of trouble. Right? He is acting the same way I would have acted when I was a kid and I knew I was going to get caught. Because I hated getting caught. I was scared. Scaredy pants. But I acted like that because, well, I did. Let's see. This bill was signed into law by Governor Tim Walz, a member of the DFL party, on July 23rd, 2020, following a special legislative session. Minnesota statute. If a driver accelerates toward an officer standing in front of a vehicle, this creates an immediate life-threatening danger. The officer doesn't need to wait until impact. They can act based on the apparent intent and proximity. Eesh. Oh, man. It just does not get better for him, does it? I think this might be the end of it. I think by the time this is all over, he's going to crack, dude. Have you seen his eyes? Crackpot, dude. He is a crackpot. He's nuts. I knew I wasn't going to vote for him the second he clapped like this. The second he did that shit, I knew. No VP of mine. I want the man with the crystal blue eyes and the balls of steel. That's who I want. But yeah, the protest. It's just another one. This is America. It's just you okay, honey? Yeah. Sorry, my puppies are in here. It's just another protest. At the end of the damn day, this is America. It's just another protest. Right? Everyone's got shit to do, and you have people impeding traffic. However, I don't believe in paying taxes anymore, so they might be onto something stopping people from going to work, because fuck them. I mean, that's the thing. They're stopping people from going to work. Even if they did go to work, the daycare centers are going to steal all their money anyway. That's crazy. That's nuts too. I've been hearing stuff about that all week. It's insanity. $9 billion? Allegedly, $9 billion. The entire GDP of Somalia is 12. That's crazy. The amount of money, and this was reported in 2013, I believe. 12 years ago? 13 years ago? And nobody did a damn thing? Because everybody in office is, the only thing they're really good at is putting their thumb in their ass. I'd bet my paycheck that they couldn't find their ass with two hands if you paid them. But if they had an option to steal that money, oh yeah, they'll do it real quick. Won't do what they're paid to do. Hell no. We're going to steal everything. And we're going to blame it on taking care of your kids. That's your taxpayer money. That's your money. To the citizens of Minnesota, that is your money. They're robbing you blind. It's not hard to see. And I'm new to this stuff. I am. I am new to this stuff. I'm new to being on camera. I'm new to being on a microphone. I'm new to every bit of this. It took me 3 days to fix this stream so I could figure it the hell out. I am not savvy. What I am is a day-to-day working American. That's all I am. And if I was an everyday working American in Minnesota, I'd have been throwing full cans of beer through their windows. I would have. I'd have held them upside down, shoved their head in the snow. I'd have took their damn lunch money. I'd have kicked them in the dick. That's what would have happened.
An experience.
Well, here's the daycare thing. Like, that's part of it. And then there's a bunch of people that don't exist that are getting Medicaid money.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's autism diagnoses.
Which, it's fraud. Yeah, it's right down the board fraud. And all I can say is I wish I was this good at stealing money. Because I've been living poor my whole damn life. Why didn't anybody just teach me how to do this shit? I wouldn't have had to work. I could have just been, I own a daycare center. Bring me all your kids.
Right, so they self-diagnose
wouldn't have worked.
autism. They open up an autism center. They have a bunch of kids in the autism center. They get money for those kids. There's no autism. There's no kids. It's all fake.
Right.
There's also, there's these fake scams where there was one that they uncovered in Minnesota where they were supposedly feeding an exorbitant amount of children.
Right, and they lied about things that, allegedly, they lied about things like feeding the hungry and taking care of children, of mothers in hard situations. Like, that's not okay. It's the language they use as well. That's what wraps it all in together in this nice soft blanket, is instead of saying fraud or stealing, they say overbilling, right? And then the second one of them gets pointed out, it turns into, it's you just hate Somalis. No, we hate thieves, and so far the thieves just so happen to be Somalis. I mean, they always play good pirates. I mean, was it really that hard of a stretch to understand that the ones known for piracy were stealing? The world ain't nothing like we thought it was, is it? Ain't nothing like we thought it was. I used to think that the world was all right. You paid your taxes. You did what you're supposed to do. And I've been doing just that. And turns out I'm a real dumb son of a bitch for doing it. I should have just been stealing off people. Hell, they wouldn't have caught me. I'd have quit at 10 years and they would have stopped. I'd just been ran off. I'd have been in Mexico, waiting for Trump to come down there and fight the cartels for me. That's exactly where the hell I'd have been. It's nuts.
And there was no kids. No one was going there, but they were saying they were feeding like 5,000 people a day.
Sure.
They didn't even have the capacity to feed 5,000 people a day. There was no food coming in there. But
The American dream, dude.
The politicians were getting so much money from these people.
Right.
Just from the Somali community that owned daycare centers.
Listen, it's all kickbacks. That's all it ever is. And that's what I've learned. I've learned in life as an adult that there's a hell of a lot more of that than there is anything else. There's a whole lot more backroom, greasy palm bullshit than there is legitimacy in the world. I've been around a little bit. I know some things. And it is. You got to play dirty. If you don't know how to play dirty, you ain't going to make it. And you better hope you were born with something like a silver spoon or something. You got to learn to get a little bit. Just a little. 'Cause I know how to burn and take off copper wire. That's how I buy Christmas presents.
The Minnesota politicians were getting $35
ain't
million
scared.
last year.
Is Tim Walz to blame for that? I don't know.
Well, he
Tim
just
Walz
stepped
is
down from his re-election.
100% to blame. Tim Walz is 100% to blame. And I'll tell you why. Either he was so stupid and he didn't know it was going on, and we're just going to say, yep, he's to blame, just like they do Trump. But he knew. He 100% knew. He knew everything that was happening. Everything.
That's not good. That's not good.
Do you
When
know
you
how
were
many-
almost the vice president of the United States.
You know how many people came at me? People that I'm like, thought I was friends with, like acquaintances, more maybe, but I now realize they were acquaintances. When I made fun of Tim Walz for going to China so many times, like,
Well, he goes to China a lot. And he lied about when he went, but he also went a lot. Which is weird. Right? The one time he lied about going was like the most important time. He was there at Tiananmen Square. Like, that's a weird thing to lie about, right? Isn't that weird? That's crazy. That's just, I mean, he's like, yeah, I've been to China. Tiananmen Square. Oh, you were there? I mean, I was there, yeah. At that time, I mean, I was there.
which, let me not get this wrong. It's definitely more than 10 or something, that Tim Walz just like went to China to go, like, which is, you know, if you're gonna have gone to China that many times and then run to be the vice president, why would you hide it, number one? Why wouldn't you lead with it as like this is one of our enemies, I know the language, like why wouldn't you either lean into
and
it?
that's one thing I agree with Trump 100%. He's against China. I'm not against the Chinese. I just don't want to be run by the Chinese. If that makes sense. I like the way we have it. I like gardening, you know. I like being able to have the option of having more than 2 kids. You know, I'm from a big family. If that had happened, we'd had to kill like 3 of my brothers. It'd have been crazy.
Make it
4 of them, actually. Sorry, 4.
One of our big issues, like the fact that we all pretended that he wasn't going to China. First of all, on what salary are you going to China every year?
Was he a politician when he was doing
What's
this?
your miles program?
Well, I could see if you were a businessman.
He was a teacher.
He was a teacher.
He was going with kids. He was taking kids to China.
Yeah, there was a story about that, a sexual harassment story with him about that, actually, if I remember correctly. And that just kind of just went away. Yeah, there was like a couple, it was like 2, wasn't it? There's like 2 people said that he sexually assaulted them. And there's nothing. I heard it for like once, and then it just left. No one talked about it. It was right before the election.
But I mean, doesn't that make sense, though, that you're taking kids on an international trip so they can learn about the world?
Only China.
Maybe that's his area of expertise.
Which
I'm
is
trying to like.
But why not?
His area of expertise is the Chinese.
I know, me too. I do the same thing where I'm like, why doesn't he go with, I've been to
Hey,
China
it's
35
all right.
times. I took kids there so they could learn Mandarin because they're going to have to interface with China later during business. Like, it was just like this thing where it's when someone else tries to hide something that I wouldn't have thought was untoward. I'm like, well, hold on. Now it's weird.
Right.
And why
The
can't I
entire
ask
thing
my
is
question
weird.
whenever I would say, how many times did you go to China? Everyone's like, what? And I'm like,
Well, here's the crazy one. When all the Somali daycare center came out, he started blaming white men for all the crime.
sure.
What about white
Dude.
men? Well, he's white men.
Yeah, that was strange. What's the white dudes doing? Hey, these Somalis are stealing. Yeah, but what are the whites up to? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? When you actually break it down and think about it. They're just that one little snippet of which is strange. That's a very weird thing to do, don't you think? It doesn't seem like a very panicky thing to do. You know, be like, hey, you got some Somalis that are stealing from everybody. Yeah, okay, well, what are the white men doing? Paying the taxes or stealing, I guess? I don't know.
He's like, what about me?
Woke playbook.
What about me? I'm a criminal. I'm a white guy.
Yeah, he is white, dude. See, that's what I'm saying. Isn't that
basically
strange?
Trying to say that it's racist.
Isn't
But
that
it's
weird?
not. Facts aren't.
Isn't that such a strange thing? He's a white dude, and he's up there blaming white guys. Confidently. Blaming white guys. What about them? What about you? He's helping them. He is 100% helping them. He has this weird, strange thing where he has to, this weird guilt complex where I feel like he has to, he feels like he has to because he promised that. He's at their mercy, it seems like. He's done, dude. And listen, it makes me kind of sad. It honestly does. I think he's such a big damn buffoon that he has no idea how bad he has actually screwed up. I think he is that gullible. I really do. I can see it in his face. I'm a knucklehead sometimes. I'm friends with school shooters. The white dudes are all evil. I know a lot of bad whites. He might be onto something. Philip Iceman Johnson, here's looking at you.
Racist. You know, it's just clever. Just if they did it themselves. You know, if they did it themselves, if they were the ones that were perpetrating the fraud.
Sure.
The real problem is if they didn't do it themselves, who helped them fill out all those forms? Who helped them organize this? And is this a money laundering thing?
Sure.
And are they filtering this money into other people's accounts? Are they filtering into offshore accounts? Because supposedly, here's another one. Supposedly they were sending money on a regular basis back to Somalia.
As we spoke earlier, $9 billion alleged $9 billion. That's so much damn money. So many people could have been fed with that. So many roads could have been fixed with that. But hey, look at me. That's just the common sense answer. You know how expensive snow trucks are? Minnesota could benefit from that. Maybe a whole lot of free childcare. $9 billion seems like a good amount. It seems like it could pay for childcare. I'm just saying, that would be quite the reward for all the money stolen. 10 years of free childcare. I'd vote for that.
And they were catching them at TSA in Minnesota.
Sure.
See if that's true, Jamie.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, you guys. I mean, it's...
Yeah, they allegedly caught.
You know...
Apparently they had like $1.6 million in a bag at the airport, from what I hear.
I guess also the other question is, when all this is going on, I'm like, do I focus on this? Or are we going to war? You know...
Well,
My grandfather, God rest his soul, would lose his mind today. He would. He had a much shorter fuse than me, and I get aggravated when I hear that 6'7" thing. I don't know what it means. It actually kind of scares me a little bit. It means I'm getting old because I officially don't know what something means. I'm officially uncool. as I sit alone in my computer room and talk to the internet.
You can only focus on so much.
I know.
'Cause that's the thing about the internet. If you want to get outraged, it's there to feed you.
Yeah, totally.
Amen,
and then,
brother.
And then once you click on something,
But
it's gonna,
these Somalis are just, man. See what Mr. Kennedy's got. I love him. I love him to death. He is hilarious to me. Because he's just this sweet old man, it seems like. But he's got these like, pa, 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 these little punches. Little quick hitters, you know.
I love Minnesota.
I've never been to Minnesota. I'd like to
I
go.
love Minnesota. But I do not like people, whether they live in Minnesota or elsewhere, who steal money from the poor. There
Call Robin Hood.
ought to be a special place in hell for them.
You heard my solution. Free childcare for the same amount of years that they were stealing. I think you should actually have to do that. I think you should have to back up what you said and what you promised. That's what I think should happen.
By now, unless you are still living in your parents' basement playing video games,
Hey, fucker.
you know that there has been massive welfare fraud in Minnesota.
Amen.
It's staggering. It's stunning. It's astounding.
Listen, from my financial position, I've seen a couple of food stamps being sold. I did. You know, and to me, it's not the end of the world. But you're talking, $100. You're not talking millions of dollars. Big difference. You know.
It may rise to the level of $9 billion.
Yeah, it's a little.
Taxpayer money
That's up there, Bulls.
meant for the poor.
That is up there, Bulls.
$9 billion.
With a B. 9 billion with a B.
Now, it's an uncomfortable truth that at this juncture, most of that fraud appears to be centered in the community of Minneapolis
There's a lot there.
among people of Somali ancestry.
I think that's going to be ground zero. I think that they are going to come in and they're going to audit Minneapolis. And then it's going to spread to Minnesota. And then it's going to spread a little bit wider. And it's going to get a little bit out there. And eventually they're going to get to every single state. And I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope they come and they audit every damn state. Because I've been audited in the past. They deserve to feel that. It sucks. And I want every single dollar that they find, especially in my state of Kentucky, if they find any bit of fraud, any bit of it, I want my entire government replaced. All of them. Every damn one of them. This is stupid. No one's going to jail. No one's getting in trouble. I'm just going to go rob a bank tomorrow. Fuck it. I don't want to go to work.
Some have said
I'll start a daycare center, rake in millions.
to say that facts are not racist. What I just said is just a fact.
It's crazy he has to
So
state
far,
that.
there have been 90 people charged, most of whom are of Somali descent.
It is a good amount.
There are
It is overwhelmingly Somali. Which is, I can see the argument why they would say, hey, it's because you don't like Somalis. But it's an amazing, just the group effort. Just the connectivity. You know, and I read that they don't have very high IQs if you're from Somalia. So, who was controlling them? Who was telling them what to do? Who was their captain? Who? think it was the goofy, bald walrus you guys got running the damn government over there. Tampons, man. Tampons. In the boys' restroom. Of all places. Who'd have thunk it? Wonder why that didn't work out for you.
Or over 100,000.
What are they going to do? Boof it? They boofing tampons? Is that what you want them to do, Tim? Boof them? You're weird, buddy. Strange.
People of Somali ancestry in Minnesota.
They're Somali. Don't be nice about it, Kennedy. It's okay.
And the vast majority of them vote in a bloc, as is their right.
They do all vote Democrat.
And
That
the
is
vast
strange.
majority of them vote in a bloc,
But I don't believe in coincidences.
or
And rivers
Democrat,
don't flow backwards.
as is their.
Except for once.
Some will say Kennedy's being racist, pointing that out. Let me say it again. Facts are not racist.
He sounds like a wise, old-timey Southern lawyer, somebody you would have seen on Matlock, and I love it. I wish he would, if he retires, I wish he would just do the news or start a podcast. I would pay for his podcast, and I don't pay for shit. I don't pay for nothing except for my electric ball. It's amazing. God, I just want to touch it. Oh, yeah. I have the power.
They're facts.
They're facts. That's all they are, folks. Facts. 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 It is funny. The amount of, hey, look at this. Woo, you know, the amount of effort trying to cover it up that you can just see right through. And I think we can see through it because we know how it all actually works now. The curtain is gone. There is no more behind the scenes anything. You know how it works. You know, we are hyper aware of government and their actions lately. And there's no more hiding anything. And you can't hide anything. Everything's on the internet. Everything. And I think what they thought would be a tool ended up coming back to hurt them. Because once you get, like the Somali fraud, it started back before the internet and AI and everything was as dominant as it is now. So all this stuff is just coming to light, and it's kind of sad. The world is not what you think. It's awful.
The Trump administration says it is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency...
What'd she say?
The state receives $185 million.
$185 million.
Children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify
Good.
any alternate plans for
Good.
families who will be affected.
Good.
And the
You need to
FBI
stop
said
the
they
flow
worked
of money,
with
figure out where it's going first.
Minnesota to investigate what they
Like,
called suspected fraud.
If I'm getting allowance from my grandmother, and I use said allowance to buy crack, right? And she's like, hey, where's all this crack coming from? And I go, I don't know, just give me my allowance. She then says, I'm not giving you your allowance because I'm going to see where the crack's coming from. And then I get really mad and I say, well, you just hate me because I'm white. That's where the crack's coming from. Figured it out, Bowles. Got it.
This all comes in response to a viral video posted
It's
by
insane.
a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered
Hear
widespread
that?
fraud by...
Did you hear that? MAGA content creator. It's all how they say things. You've already boxed him in. He's already a part of this group that you guys hate, and you haven't even spoke to him face to face yet.
The Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations. But the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. Journalists have made shocking and credible allegations.
Shocking and credible allegations.
Minnesota's child care programs.
They're very credible.
Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayers.
Have you noticed they're only reporting on how it got exposed, not who did the exposing? They never want to bring that up. CNN's the worst for this, actually. They are terrible. They are the worst. I hate CNN.
Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make.
Everybody looks clammy on there too.
However, the so-called evidence comes from a man
That guy
who
did
has
anyway.
posted anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the
Whitney
man
Wild.
behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley.
The agency says the state
Hold on.
receives $185 million.
Went back too far. My bad.
They
Sorry about that,
he
guys.
uncovered widespread fraud by some.
Back at a
Hey, guys. Oh, sorry. I have my dogs in here with me. That's Pete. There he is. He gets a little excited, but hang out just a little bit, okay, buddy? We'll go out in just a minute. Just a minute. Love you. Just a minute. I wanted to show you. So I wanted to point something out that no one seems to ever see it. I've noticed this way back when. His hoodie is the same as the Leering Center sign. At this point, they had already covered it up, which, as I said earlier, is a piss-poor attempt to hide the bullshit, which is very funny to me. If you don't think that is hilarious, and then them covering it up is hilarious, and then him wearing a matching hoodie while holding a selfie stick, right? That's hilarious. You got caught by a dude who had to drive there and with a selfie stick. You got caught. And then the way they acted was completely insane. No, you're not coming. Slam the door.
Nick Shirley.
It's insanity. Absolutely insanity.
He alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
I love the hoodie, dude. I love the hoodie.
So I'm not out here trying to put a twist on